Manope, we are going to the banana. So, Jana Yellow, who are golden Pompano, Kutumo, Quata, Kutumo, Jaw, Fin, Jaw, Tu, Jatala. Jan Jana Gana, Kuala Tokashna, more, the Huachuta, Juja, Monokuyo, or more Benaquana, Benaquan jail. So, Kutumo, normally go to the more scrape jaw, slime, and Tajikabamatia, because I see a loot that you made another god, she could eat me at Zipper. That's all going in the so I'm going to cut into pieces like this. And as you can see, you can put your one, but it's okay because you don't know any not the so come on, not do the whole day with the jelly. No, came in a good more guilt and the $2. So come on, not that. Okay, you don't want to rinse it because if you rinse it, you're going to get rid of your water. So that's what some people like. They like the bitter, the bitter one. So cut it into however pieces you want. And you can cut it the way I cut it. You can cut it however you cut it. We just need to make sure that they're small pieces like this because we're going to wrap it in foil and then we're going to steam it. So you might need a sharp knife to do that. If you want it smaller, because I got a piece of meat on it, we want it this big. So, come on, we'll get the fish ready. Come on, we put the herbs. Come with the fish ready. I'm going to cut my herbs. You can just, I like big, chunky ones. What's that called? Herbs. So, you could dice it small, you could cut it big. I like to cut mine big. Once you cut it, just throw it in the bowl because we're gonna mix everything. I use that's green onions. I don't know, but I know that you eat when you tofu. But I like to put this in my fish. Cut it chunky, throw it in the same bowl. The next herbs that I'm going to do is dill. So I don't know, it's sinew, but I call it dill because that's what me guy call it. So you can chop that, you put that in there. I like my herbs very chunky. I don't like it fine, but you could cut it however you cut it. So these are just cilantros. I'm going to cut it big so that when I mix in my fish or after I go through fish roasting, now you could still kind of see the herbs that you put in. Same thing, put it all in the same bowl. And then these right here are leaves of dishia. The plant is called Chinese prickly, I think Chinese prickly trees or something like that, but so I'm just chunk it, cut it into little pieces so that I can mix in with my herbs. And then it depends on how spicy you like it. I like my fish very spicy. So these are jalapenos. You don't have to put them in there if you don't want to, but I like spicy, very spicy. So I'm gonna cut up 4 jalapenos, very chunky. You could do it however you like. That's 2. A lot of people cannot stand Gina, but fish, if you don't have it spicy, then it won't taste as good. Especially, you don't have to worry about it. The golden Pompano, it has no bones, so you can have it spicy. I like it very spicy. So that's 4 jalapenos. I'm gonna go into the pot, and then I'm just gonna grab a handful of chili peppers. You don't, like I said, you don't have to put chili in there, but the fish will not taste as good. You can chop it. You can cut it very fine. I like to cut it big like this because some people that cannot eat the peppers, they can take it out. It's very big. I'm not even worried about taking out the stem. We're just gonna steam it, and then when you're done, if you don't want to eat the pepper, you can just take it out. So the only one thing that I have not yet done is to put lemongrass. So I gotta go get lemongrass from the back, my backyard first. And then what you want to do is you just want to mix it up. So let me go get lemongrass, and then we'll go from there. So I got all my herbs ready. Now I'm gonna salt okay. So just bear with me. So fish platter, how you can marinate it in a bowl if you want. I just want to make sure that with fish, if it's not salt right, it doesn't taste as good. So what I usually like to do is go ahead and put my salt out like this, and then just salt it, on one side like this, so that you, and then once I got that done, then I'll flip it over and do the same thing on the other side, because fish, it doesn't taste as good. And the last thing you want to do is add salt to it after it's steamed. So I'm going to go ahead and do it again. And then what I'll do is, because they're probably sitting in one area, I'm going to go ahead and kind of rub the salt in. On all sides. So once that is done, I'm going to go ahead and set aside my fish and the bowl where all my herbs are. I actually cut some frozen lemongrass, so I got my lemongrass in there. I'm going to go ahead and pour a general salt over it. One jig, I'm season now, and then what you want to do is you can use your hand, you can use a spoon. You're going to mix it really well. Mix it. And then what I like to do now is add a little bit of nampa. So I don't do that to the fish. I do that to my seasoning or my herbs. And I will do the same thing. I will go ahead and mix it so that try to blend in or mix in as well as I can. And then the last thing that I also want to do is, these are fermented fish sauce, okay? So if you don't like the fermented fish, you can use the sauce itself. It has the same smell. It actually gives it that kick. So what I would do is I just generously pour over my fish. If you use the actual fermented fish, you might just want to spoon it in a little bit when you're wrapping it up. But because I'm not using the fish and I'm actually using the sauce, and we're going to make sure that the fermented fish sauce, which is different than your regular fish sauce, and then you finish it by generously pouring the sauce over it. Or you can use fermented fish if you want that extra kick to your fish. Once I get that done, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually throw my fish into my herbs. That way I can get it all marinated, all mixed well. Some people just, wanted to throw the fish onto the foil and then went ahead and put the herbs on top. But I actually like to marinate and mix in my fish, so that way when I'm ready to wrap my fish has all the herbs, and then I'll just throw some on top. So once we mix it in like this is just some of the seasoning. So I don't use anything other than fish sauce and salt, but this time I'm actually going to add a little bit of I don't know what these are called. These are like, these are almost like what you call these? Because and then these are the powder of zixia that I picked, ground. Oh, these right here are actually okay. So it's almost like peppercorn, but it's not really peppercorn. It's in the family, but it's actually like peppercorn. But mong it was okay? So once you mix it all in like this, you wanted to make sure that you get all your fish and all your herbs all mixed in like this. And then what you want to do is, the reason why I'm wearing gloves is because I don't want my hand to be fishy. So what I like to do is, if you don't want any juice or any juice in your fish, then you don't have to worry about adding water. But because my husband likes to have a little bit of juice after steam, so I usually just put my fish in, however you put it, and throw a little bit of herbs on top of it. And then I'm going to kind of like hold it up a little bit with the foil. And the reason why I have a foil and y'all banana leaves is because I wanted that aroma of the banana leaves. So if you wrap your fish with banana leaves, once you steam it, it gives you that aroma of the banana leaves because it's steamed as part of the fish. So what you want to do is you want it to go add a little bit of water for the juice, and then you want to fold your banana leaves, and it doesn't have to be perfect. So fold it just so that you just want to make sure that it's wrapped. And then what you want to do is take your foil and then fold it. And you want to fold it where it will be easier to have it sit in the steamers, and has it easier to. So fold it into a square, fold it into a little round. But what I do is I use the traditional Hmong rice steamers to cook my fish. So once I fold it, I just put it inside. And I would do the same thing. I would just go ahead and grab each piece. The reason why I cut it this way is because I wanted to make sure that I don't have one piece per wrapping. So we're going to go ahead and repeat the same process. So you do this until all your fish are gone, or until you're done with it. And then we'll put it on the steamers. And then once it's all steamed and ready to eat, I guess we'll come back and test to see how good it is, or how, spicy the fish is. What do you eat, Charles?
几罗沙哦，有感觉了。
Yeah, you can open it. You need to peel that.